Hi kids, this is a video I thought I'd never make. Twin Peaks is coming back. Those of you who watch my channel regularly may have noticed that I'm constantly wearing Twin Peaks t-shirts. The reason why is because Twin Peaks is my absolute favoritist thing ever committed to a medium that you could take in through the eyes, ears, or even food. That's how much I love Twin Peaks. That Twin Peaks, the series, is my favourite food, even though that doesn't make any sense. I even have all sorts of little things like this, which other fans of Twin Peaks will know what that is. Anyway, Twin Peaks literally changed my life. I was all set up to become an artist, and I was going to university in art school, and I went into their library, and in their library they had a video library section, and in there I saw something called Twin Peaks, and I grabbed it off the shelf, sat down in the little video booth, put it in, pressed play, and from that point onwards my life was different. I didn't want to be an artist anymore. I wanted to be a writer, and I wanted to write something like Twin Peaks. I literally cannot express how good Twin Peaks is. Here's the thing. Twin Peaks, the series, kind of ends on a bit of a cliffhanger. There's been 2 seasons, and the final episode ends on a extreme cliffhanger, one of the most famous cliffhangers of all time. And so, since it came out, for the long, desolate years while we've had no Twin Peaks, there have been many rumours that it's going to be brought back. Constantly people are, oh yes, it's definitely coming back now, definitely. And then somebody from David Lynch or Mark Frost or even David Lynch's daughter, their camp, has said it's definitely not going to happen. But now, apparently, it definitely is. And I should be completely over the moon, because it's what I've been waiting for all these years and fighting for. And when other people said, no, it was perfect as it is, don't bring it back, I was like, oh, come on. If they were going to bring it back, it would be really good. Have faith in their abilities to deliver that they did before. And to be honest, the original series, although it is my favoritist thing, it isn't exactly perfect. It does kind of get a little thin in terms of quality about the middle of series 2, but definitely picks up towards the end. I've heard rumours several times that a series 3 was in fact written at the time, but just never filmed. And I've often wanted to know if those scripts at least could be released. And I don't know if what they're doing now is based on those possibly imaginary mythical scripts, or they're a whole new thing. I do know that it's going to be set in modern times as opposed to back then, and there are some problems, such as the actor Frank De Silva, who played Killer Bob, died in 1995, so it'd be difficult to bring back his character unless they have another actor to play him, which would be also difficult. The guy who played Pete Martell, he also died, so it's going to be difficult to continue some of those plot threads that were left unresolved in series 2 and in season 2, and many people perhaps haven't seen Twin Peaks at all, which is a real terrible tragedy. So that's the first thing I'm going to say in this video. If you haven't seen it, go out and buy this Twin Peaks Definitive Gold Box Edition DVD. Don't buy the flipping Blu-rays. Buy this. It's got all of the episodes, and it's also got several great extras, including interviews and other things from that from that time, and things filmed much more recently. It's got the Log Lady introductions, which you should probably not watch because they're kind of boring, and it's pretty much the definitive Twin Peaks experience, and so you should get this, and either get this or rent it somehow and watch the whole damn thing in one go, because you will not regret doing that. It's Awesome. So, how do I feel about it coming back? Well, kind of nervous. I suppose this is kind of a hipsterish thing to say, but I feel like Twin Peaks now really belongs to the hardcore fans more than any other group. And there are large numbers of this generation that is probably my largest viewers of this video who have never seen it, maybe even never heard of it. And there's something about that I like, that in one sense kind of keeps it pure. Which sounds horrible as I say it, I know. But the thing is, what I'm kind of worried about, what if they bring it back and it's kind of horrible, and that things like wearing a Twin Peaks t-shirt becomes something that kind of seems quite lame, because maybe they've lost it in these intervening years. Anyway, so where does that leave us with regards to what will be in the series? Okay, so I'm going to start saying some spoilers about the original series. So if you haven't seen it, please don't listen to what I'm about to say. Go actually watch it. Twin Peaks, roughly, as people who have seen this, if you're still watching it, hopefully you have, follows the story of a girl who was murdered and sexually abused by her father, who was possibly possessed by a kind of demonic entity known in the series as Killer Bob. There are also other spirits which aimed to try to possibly stop Killer Bob, although it's also possible that Killer Bob only exists in the minds of people and isn't a real external entity. That's also a possibility. These spirits come from a place that they call the White Lodge or the Black Lodge. It seems to be possibly the same actual place. At the end of the series, Dale Cooper, the heroic FBI shaman, went into that place, and at first we thought he'd come out, but he came out as a sort of Killer Bob possessed person. The final shot, if you remember, is him banging his head on the mirror, and on the other side of the mirror, instead of seeing Carl McLaughlin, we saw Frank De Silva in his Killer Bob persona. And also in the movie Firewalk with Me, Dale's girlfriend Annie told Laura Palmer that the good Dale is trapped in the lodge. So perhaps he's not necessarily possessed, but there is some sort of doppelganger thing going on where the evil one is out in the world and the good one is trapped inside the lodge. That's really the major question that fans of the original series are going to want to have resolved. It also was heavily implied that several characters, including Audrey Horne and a number of others, were blown up in a bomb. I'd like to know whether they were. I guess that could be a way for them to write out Pete Martell, because I believe he was in the explosion. But really, the major mystery of the show was wrapped up. We knew who the killer was, and to a certain extent why. And apart from the whole interaction with the spirits and the Wyndham Earle story, which wasn't that interesting, picked up towards the end though, it was pretty much the questions were covered. So I'm wondering whether in this new series they'll have a new murder or a new mystery for Dale or Harry or the other characters to try and solve. That might be a possibility, especially if they're trying to bring it into modern times, so that viewers who haven't seen the original series would be able to follow along and get what was going on. That would probably be better than doing a sort of series of sort of flashbacks or whatever. What would be better for me is if they assumed the viewers of this series had seen the original, and just carried on where they left off, maybe with a number of funerals for the characters who died at the end of what's it. Although I doubt that's going to happen because of the time passing, the actors getting older, and it has been said that it's going to be set now, not then. Okay, so all in all, what I'm saying is, I guess, three things. The first one is, if you don't know it already, Twin Peaks is coming back, and that could be amazing. Number three, I'm kind of feeling worried about it, and I hope that it will be as good as our memories of Twin Peaks were. This is always a difficult thing, of course. Remember that the Star Wars movies came back and they were horrible. The Indiana Jones movies, they did another one now and it was horrible. But then Red Dwarf came back and that was great. Doctor Who came back and that was probably even better than the original. So you never know, maybe... I just realised something. The two that came back that were great, they were British. The ones that came back that were bad are American. Oh dear. I hope that is just coincidence. And the final thing that I'm saying is go watch Twin Peaks. Even if the new one's bad, this one isn't. And if you haven't seen it, even if you have seen it, go watch it again. It is awesome. Okay, bye.